Hello there, my name is Lamin Jai. Sorry for that break there. This is News Review. Coming up for you on the show today, Gambia for 5 years and Peace Building say they will lodge a complaint with police against two officials of the organization who left the organization to join the United Democratic Party on Wednesday. They accuse the two officials of using their name to say that the entire executive of the organization have left to join UDP. We have a report on that, but also markets across the country have begun to overflow with shoppers as the Eid festival looms large. My big guest today will be Sidin Jai, the deputy spokesperson of National People's Party. Before all of that, we'll quickly see what the newspapers are reporting on today. Let's see what the Standard is saying. Free Gambia for 5 years members join UDP. That's their lead story. Their assembly officer disagrees with Supreme Court on $54 million loan scheme. There, CCTV exposed women shoplifters fined $221,000. Traffic officer knocked off motorbike, fractures leg. Senegalese marabout arrested with suspected cannabis in Sanyang. In the stories in detail, at least 3 members of the Gambia for 5 years and Peace Building, a group established to defend the constitutional 5-year mandate of President Adam Barrow, have officially joined the UDP yesterday. The group is widely seen to be pro-government, set up to counter the 3 years Jadna movement, who demanded President Barrow to keep his promise and quit after 3 years. Well, today, the members of the organization, that's Gambia for 5 years, held a mini press conference to dismiss these people, saying these people misrepresented them by saying that the entire executive and that they will take them to police. That's the latest. We have a story for you on that. But also on the Standard, assembly officer disagrees with Supreme Court over on $54 million loan scheme. Khalifa Mbai, head of table office at the National Assembly, has expressed disagreement with the recent Supreme Court judgment on the $54 million loan for the National Assembly. Speaking to the Standard, Mbai said there is no evidence suggesting that the Assembly created the budget line, but the available evidence relied on by the court is that the motion was made by a member of parliament requesting for the minister to create the budget line. CCTV exposed women shoplifters fined $221,000. A magistrate's court in Kanifing has sentenced 2 women arrested for stealing from a garment shop in Serekunda to a fine of $221,000 or serve a maximum of 3 years in prison. A man has been arrested and taken to custody as police investigate how he allegedly hit a traffic police officer on night duties on his motorcycle. Senegalese marabout arrested with suspected cannabis in Sanyang. Police have confirmed the arrest of one Mas Juf, a 36-year-old Senegalese at Sanyang. According to the police, Juf was found to be a fraudulent marabout, allegedly involved in dealing with suspected cannabis. Quickly, let's see what the point is saying. GRA collects over $1.2 billion revenue in April. 2 executive members for Gambia for 5 years joined UDP. That's also reported there by My Race is concerned over Gambia's security circumstances. That's my party there. Work starts at $25 million. Is President Jawara Mausoleum there. So the museum is being built there at the National Assembly for the former president there. Despite the deadly global pandemic, the Gambia Revenue Authority is doing everything possible to meet its set revenue target, having collected over $1.2 billion in April 2021. According to the point 2, the leader of the Gambia Moral Congress, Mai Ahmad Fad, yesterday on his Facebook reacted with concern about a growing cascade of degenerative circumstances in the country, especially on the security sector and recent occurrences. Yes, let's leave it there for the newspapers. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Welcome back. So markets across the country have started to overflow with shoppers as that's the Muslim Eid festival looms large. So our reporter Usman Jada today was out and about to find out how shopping is going.
With Wednesday or Thursday being the scheduled date for this year's 2021 Eid celebration for Muslims. Today we are at the Serekunda market, one of the biggest markets in the Gambia, located in Kanifing Municipality Prefecture, to witness the one-tail process which has started since last week. This year's Korite Eid celebration came at a time when the world is grappling with the most devastating pandemic of the 21st century, which is the COVID-19 pandemic. Today, we are in the market to survey how business is going amid this year's Korite Eid celebration. Let's get in to see how business is thriving.
This year waaw alhamdulilah sant yàlla bu baax bañ yàlla mayee fa fan ak fekkee jàmm ji moom mu ngi fi alhamdulilah nit ñi bëri nañ moom wax dëgg yàlla moom wante bi mu ngi dem ndànk-ndànk waaye nag doxut ak comme nu meloon last year bot ren moom bagage yëpp a seer CFA bi xam nga ñuy wax président bi mu dimbali ñu CFA bi dafa seer trop waaw sometime boo jënd fi bagage sax dañ naan la CFA bi moo seer xam nga di la jaay high price boo xam ne kenn xamul naka la.
ndax nit yaa ngi ñëw.
waaw nit ñaa ngi ñëw ndànk-ndànk waaye xam nga bagage yi last year la nit ñi gënoon am xaalis nag bot corona amoon na waaye moom last year moom xaw ma nu mu demee noonu si man laa wax fa mi sama sayet.
waaye baag baa ngi fees ak.
non baag bi amul xaalis bot lii bagage la rek bagage bi ma jaay moo nekk si baag bi nii waaw bot war nañu wax président mu dimbali ñu CFA bi dafa seer trop. da ngay jënd bagage ñu ne la CFA bi dafa seer te ñun ay Gambien leen dañuy xosal man pousse la amee nii sometimes ku ma gis da ngay foog ne comme laay foreigner la yu waaye du ma foreigner doomu Gambien la am citizen Ñaamina West maa ngi nuyu sama dëkk Kër Kaatim.
bis yee moom mooy loolu man ko mu ngi dox ndànka waaye daaw ak ren moom dafa utee trop waaw bi yow mu ngi xaw a jafe tuuti rek.
lan nga foog moo waral loolu noonu.
lii kay daal mun naa wax ne léegi. xam naa affaire corona bi ak yooyu noonu rek la feebar yu bëri moo tax xam naa léegi gisatuñ customer.
ñi ngay gis customers yi around so lan mooy problème bi gaa yi nekkuñ ñu jënd ndax.
njarte bi léegi rek jaay bi moo lifit léegi moo difficile rek ngay jaay nag moom waaye comme nu mu daan demee daaw ak léegi ak ren moom dafa utee torop waaw daaw moom dañ daan liggéey dëggantaan nag dafa nekk ñu ngi biis waaye gis nga ren moom ñu ngi toog dañ nekkuñ di fixe ngay jaay.
business baa ngi nii. daaw ak ren nu mu mel dafa utee trop daaw moom amoon nañ tuuti waaye ren moom dara baaxut waaye sant nañ si yàlla bu baax a baax ñu ngi am tuuti waa jërëjëf.
di ñaan yàlla rek ñuy gën a sant waaw ndax suñ sañoon moom xéwal gi gën a yokk njaayum Banjul ku ne xam na ko buñ masaana ñëw duñ dese dara suñuy bagage say jeex waaye ren moom xaalis amut dëkk bi amut xaalis.
da nga bëgg a wax ne ñu nekk di ñëw si marché bi nii yëpp nekkuñ ñu jaay.
ñu ngi jaay waaye jënduñu. lépp bari dañ fee bari waaye jënduñ dara ndax amuñu xaalis dëkk bi amul xaalis dëkk bi moom amul xaalis amuñu benn xaalis ñu ngi nii ñu ngi sant na yàlla.
naka nga gisee ren ak last year.
ñu ngi nii jaayagun dara ñu ngi nii di toog rek di xaar yàlla.
sant yàlla rek ñu ngi nii ñu tam ñu ngi si marché bi rek ñu ngi jaay mbaxana xale yi belta xale yi ak spec si xale yi different bagage dañ ko dee jaay waaw.
so client yaa ngi ñëw ndax nekkuñ ñu ñëw.
client yi moom ñu ngi ñëw sant yàlla moom gaa ñu ngi ñëw moom bii ni ñaar 25 la client yi moom sant yàlla gaa ñu ngi ñëw moom yee.
naka ngeen di jaay ñaata ngeen nekk di jaay seen bagage.
non fu mu nekk nii bagage xam nga dana am ne dëkk bi fu mu nekk nii amul daal soo moo tax bagage yi ñun tam dañ ko dee joxe low price xam nga pour dëkk bi yëpp ku nekk mun a ñëw soo su dee am nañ fa 25 profit $10 profit sax dañ ko dee jox gars yi ñu ñëpp benn la.
After that little interaction with the women vendors downstairs, now we are on the side of the tailors. Let's get inside to see what they have to offer on this year's Korite Eid preparation.
ngaje nga alhamdulillah nga Allah tentule bawo do ko aman si awur nyama bari ngando mandin nka fenkele do mandin no kurango nyina kaya alhamdulillah kurango atata nyama normal atato nyama bari ne atatale abuka 10 minutes soto doron isaje kurango ena no nyina okay anin seru ngaje ko nyina anin seru na fengetale seru nga doko seata bake bari nyina koleabe kerin ko ko fengetale bayolo seru be pare ku nyaabu ka sotono Gambia jan fonko dula koleate
sant yàlla bu baax a baax ñu ngi si koom nga dem waaw ñëw yaa ngi dem ndànk daanaka li si des bareetul waaw ñu ngi si cat li daal.
nekku leen di jànkuwanteel ay jafe-jafe like surtout si ñëwee si wàllum électricité.
waaw di see moom sant yàlla am na off am na déema off na 3 times waaye dafa ñëwaat waaw ñu ngi di see moom kay si Korité moom tane na waaw xam nga nag tabaski mostly moom Korité daf dee tane moom waaw tabaski nag moo dee gën a moo daan kii xam nga fii moom ñun si ñaw moom yàgg nañ fii.
ko gisee si wàllum.
waaw di seem la rek xam nga fi mu nekk moom comme last minute yi rek xam nga moom ñun benn système bi lañ am last minute waaw ñu bari last 10 days yi last 20 days yi ñu bari si lañ door a prépare waaw ñu bari si lañ door a jóg ne la xam nga te client koo yàggat nga dem ak moom ay at doo ko mun a gàntal waaw ak lu métti di nga ko waaw di nga ko liggéeyal gisuloo déema ba tey ñu ngi si te duñ sax dañoo fanaan pour xam nga rek satisfaire client yi yooyu noonu.
waaw ñun moom xam naa leen rek la ñuy jooy mooy coupure courant bu bëri bi courant bi moom daf dee coupé lu bëri loolu moom ñu ngi koy métti lu bu baax waaye nag ñu ngi préparé nañ lépp waaw fi mu doon nii moom clients yi ñëw nañ jël si nañ seen ñaw yi ñawal nañ ñëpp waaw fi mu doon am naa yaakaar moom bu dee dañ julli suba tamit fekk nañ ñun moom pare nañ ci lépp moom wax dëgg yàlla waaw ñu ngi koy préparé nañ ko ak côté bu nekk nag waaw site bu nekk rek pare nañ loolu clients yëpp ñëw nañ indi seen ñaw yi xam nga ñun tamit ñu bàyyi nelaw yi bàyyi lépp jublu si ñaw clients yi ñaw ko mu jeex xam nga ku nekk daf sa julli na nga ko bëggee.
The Korité business at Serekunda is always a wonderful period between the vendors and their customers. However, with the little time spent here interacting with the vendors at the Serekunda market, most of them have indicated that business is dull as compared to the previous years. According to some vendors, customers are coming in, but they are not buying much, as COVID-19 saw no signs of leaving anytime soon. Vendors would have to find new ways of living with the pandemic. Reporting for the Fatu Network News Review, Osman Jata.
After they announced they were withdrawing their love for President Adama Barrow and joining UDP, Gambia for 5 Years and Peace Building said they will lodge a complaint with police against Abdul Wilan and Omar Sanyang, who left the organization to join UDP. More in this report.
The Gambia for 5 Years and Peace Building announced on Tuesday it would lodge a complaint with the police against the 2 officials of the organization who flipped to UDP. Abdul Wilan and Omar Sanyang announced their defection to the UDP from the group on Monday.
Waitai, I am a member of the United Democratic Party.
But Gambia for 5 Years pushed back at their move on Tuesday, saying the duo misrepresented facts by appearing to act on behalf of the organization and saying that the entire executive was cross-carpeting to the UDP.
Gambia for 5 Years and Peace Building na startol le tinya kafo Laurent startol kafo register le Attorney General's Chambers Abdou Wilan atele kafola registration kaito sign. Secretary General to yala. Woto ateyalo ne kafo luaye men fudi. Woto kata bila because of ye kafo la sartol tinya kafo la executive fo ye suspend le. Nye suspend kafo to len man right to ke expel kafo la sartol la ndolto kafo la loi tinya la. For the executive for general body wole mu kafu di ngolu. Region momel be general body to foni wol sida. Membe onoma na lawyer kafo la lawyer mba brief la le pour ka sartol pour ka loi tamando dati Abdou Ning Umar sibula wo noma. Mantara threat la mantara titaro la mem kafo la sartol dalata men jambe wala itande la kafu di ngol nyala.
The organization is contemplating legal action against the duo.
Mbe sambala police, nde sambala police kafu ko mbe sambala police ko itata UDP. No. Ndolbe NPP le. Ndebe NPP la political council wole marta NPP la programme wala. Bari namanang baro Gambia for 5 years mention je nene mato foje. Woto toliye ka fola sarto tinya tu moment na itata. Ilota ila introduction noto ngamo ikafo go Gambia for 5 years and peace building. La Secretary General, Gambia for 5 years and peace building. La youth leader, youth chairman, benga ya moela, audio bijang, video bijang. Ikafo ko kafo baena. So ikafo ko anu safero membi ore mindi ko the entire registered is cross carpeting. Woto obe janja ning all over woto ntolbe sembela wala ke sambalwa nyati wala with immediate effect.
The organization's godmother, Binta Sabali, said it was wrong for the duo to say the entire executive had left the group when it was just the two of them out of 11 officials.
Mtelela dimbayalu mo fula le farasta na dimbayalu kono mo fula wala farasta dimbayalu kono ye right totally ilafta tala damento yetaje bari kana foko ninka fola executive fo bele tata wallahi salola sita kisima kamara nyol dol tata salola ka fola teresora afindi tata la futu murado la deputy teresora fele jam ka fola organo femman boje na man kenyi mofuloti ndadun tenturo ni jairo wala ben ni tema bawon ni na ne do ko kele Vice President of Venkata Lamin Jameti, ala muso wulu bale fata bi, kunun bi talam fulale mbade ote imbota jambe kata wale. Lamin jambe manjija mayoyo amanta. Ninkumu lamin jambe famu sababoti kananyi kafo fejang. Kananta mutabati, sabu kusabu moka anagina sabu. Lamin jambe ninjonal so lafta yetaye lamin jambe ininkata. Kabadin kumu nabe pomi indicate kan. Lamin jambe manta UDP.
The organization said it will call a press conference soon.
TAF Africa Global presents the new Tulip Gardens. TAF Tulip Gardens is set to comprise service plots in sizes ranging from 220 to 570 meters square. Deposit as low as $83,600 is only an 18-month interest-free payment plan with only 20% deposit on the service plots. Please contact 376-2333 or 776-2333. TAF Africa Global.
Welcome back. To each their own. It will interest you to know that the woman that was speaking there, the NPP woman there, is Binta Sabali. She shares the same parents with UDP's Mamadou Sabali. Now I'm joined by my guest today, Sidi Njai. He's the new deputy spokesman of National People's Party. Just last week, the party put together their national executive, and he's one of the mouthpiece of the party there. He joins me now. Mr. Jai, thank you for joining me.
Thank you very much, Dombai. Thank you very much, and good evening to you, and hello to everyone who's watching at this time.
What is your reaction, first of all, to your nomination or your selection as the deputy national spokesman of National People's Party?
Yeah, I am honored and humbled. I want to thank the entire leadership, membership and supporters of the National People's Party for this opportunity. And I look forward to very cordial and fruitful working relationship with each and every member and supporter of the National People's Party. And I want to commend His Excellency, the Secretary General Party Leader of the National People's Party, President Adama Barrow, for the trust and confidence bestowed on all of us. It's a collective work, and the entire National Executive, the women wing, the youth wing of the party, our regional structures, constituency, or ward and sub-ward, village level, we are proud of the President and looking forward to historic election victory on the 4th of December 2021. Inshallah.
So how did the party arrive at nominating you as deputy spokesman?
Yeah, you know, the political council of the National People's Party and others, we are floating names for possible endorsement for various positions in the party, and I was lucky to be a deputy spokesperson.
Wonderful, great. So your party, the President's Party, there is a lot of chatter, a lot of talk around your party and its future. This, if things were things, this party would not even have been formed. President, he has walked back that position, and he has his own political party. Now here you are, serving as that party's deputy spokesman. But before that, what we have seen is you were an APRC member, a member of the APRC. Now you have shifted ground. You are in NPP. Tell us, I mean, is that normal in politics?
Thank you very much, Dombai. I want us to go to the reason why I'm here today.
Of course, we will get to that. We will get to that. This is just some introduction to the topics that we are going to discuss.
Yeah, thank you very much. And I'm happy to say that I was here and we dwelled extensively on that. But it is really normal, and we as founding members of the National People's Party and those who have joined and would be joining the party in the future, we believe in that the party is the beacon of hope for this country. The party believes in the democracy, rule of law, good governance, and the party's leadership and the leader of the party, His Excellency President Adama Barrow's commitment to the area of agriculture, the area of economy, area of education, area of good governance, democracy and rule of law, areas of good governance, and the area of energy, youth empowerment, employment, employability, of course, skills development, you know, infrastructural areas such as road infrastructure, you know, the health, you know, telecommunications, and a host of others. That these development-oriented policies and programs, government of President Adama Barrow. So not only us at the national executive level, but every Gambian. We've seen forests of people coming in to join the party, send a symbol of unity, symbol of national reconciliation, a symbol of patriotism, sense of respect, sense of decorum in each citizen.
And you take that to be NPP?
And yeah, even if you looked at the NPP officials and supporters, their decorum and their the way they handle and respond supporting, and the compositions of you cannot see. The only thing you can see in the party is the national unity, national cohesion. You cannot associate the party with any other region or tribe or religion. That is a lot of Christians, men and women in the national executive, once the party officially announced the executive, you could see that it comprises of people from all walks of life. Its composition is diverse, you know, in all spheres and across the length and breadth of the country. Therefore, what we have seen President Adama Barrow from 2017 and build on more on our strength and the strength of government to usher in a new dawn for this country. Because, you know, as we are now, of course, we take prime of also the issue of freedom of expressions and associations, freedom of the press, and also holding people to account. So, among host of others, that is
basically. Yeah, I mean, I know. Yet, as soon as your executive was formed, there was a statement by the party admonishing all supporters of the party against politics of insult. Does that go to suggest that you have NPP people who are engaged in politics of insult?
No, that is suggesting that the party just announced its executive, and it's a signal to every Gambian and non-Gambian resident in the Gambia and even outside that the party want to trade along that line. We were encouraging our people to be civil, to be humble, to be respectful, to accept the ardent principle of the party on which the party has been founded, that is democratic dispensation and good governance. So in a democracy, you have to respect people's opinion, however bitter or probably you may, however dissenting they are, but you must accept and respect their right for association and to belong. So we are setting the stage for our supporters across the length and breadth of the country and outside.
I mean, what I've also seen, I mean, you are the deputy spokesman of the...
To the issue, Dubai. To the issue.
Yes, we are going to the issues now. The deputy spokesman, I know there is this new war of words that have broken out between you and Modou Sabally. Modou Sabally, what he said, yesterday he was here, he was my guest. What he said was, it was President Adama Barrow and his supporters who were threatening him, you know, vis-a-vis in the context of an audio that was leaked online. You led the NPP army in responding, going to the extent of saying he had grudges, he holds grudges and personal vendetta against the person of the president. Sabally fired back yesterday saying, you are paid to lie, your job is to lie, to the extent that he asked a question. Sirin Jai of Equatorial Guinea.
Yeah, thank you very much, Dombai. Of course, as you indicated, Mamadou Sabally, to be honest, I have not even listened to that audio, but indicated that somebody, a concerned citizen of Gambisara, threatened to cut his leg once he visited their village because of this, that he's pompous and he's arrogant and he insults people. And in his response, he alleges that, or he accused President Adama Barrow and his people of supporting him. You know, truth be told, that's a lie. And when we responded, we responded on the Gambian knows that is 1 billion miles far away in planet Pluto from being the truth. He has never been threatened by President Adama Barrow. And we said that audio cannot be associated to the National People's Party. And in fact, him and other people said that audio is not, the person have not identified him or herself to any political party or association. And what I said is, he must not confuse himself, and he must not allow himself to be used by people only to be dunked. And he must not lie against the persons of the president. We know President Adama Barrow, and we know the National People's Party. We know our supporters, our membership, and our officials, that we respect one political pluralism, and the party and his government is based on those bases. Every Gambian, the likes of either Mamadou Sabally or any other person, is free to travel and crisscross the length and breadth of the country, exercise your fundamental rights of freedom of movement. He can only survive in a government where the leader is tolerant, where the leader is Democrat, in the person of President Adama Barrow. He will sit down in a media platform like he was here yesterday, ranting, insulting, shouting, like the tendency of being Hitler or a dictator, That's what he was doing. And you ask him the question whether Adama Barrow have threatened you. He could not respond. He said, I'm a liar. He is
that
not,
you are paid to lie.
I'm paid to lie.
Is that the truth?
He's not a liar. And I told him, I said, President Adama Barrow have never threatened you, Mamadou Sabally. He was in a platform, and you asked him the question. He said, he's not a liar, I am paid to lie. You asked him the question, he could not respond. And he said, the President Adama Barrow's figurative speech, where he said, Foro ning saya ning malo lalai, he will take saya instead of malo.
Mun nga ko wax ci olof.
Mu ne President Adama mu ne gor nga tegal ko dee ak gàcce dafa jël dee waaye du jël gàcce. Mu ne loolu is a threat from President Adama Barrow. He must be a joke. And I just want to say that Mamadou Sabally, with all that, if you looked at him and what he and everybody, is that the kind of people that we want? He said he was a former Secretary General, head of the Civil Service. Secretary General and head of the Civil Service. Yes. He's expected to be, when you ask him the question, he should have, if his then President Adama Barrow threatened him, he could have told you where he was threatened by President Adama Barrow. But he could not.
He could not give me examples.
The Gambian could see. Me and Mamadou Sabally, he accused President Adama Barrow of threatening him. Yes. And I denied. I said, it's not true. Let him tell us how, when, and where was he threatened by President Adama Barrow. And I also assured him that under President Adama Barrow, his liberty, freedom of movement, freedom of expression, even whereas under a democratic dispensation, even in some countries in the West, his unruly behaviors, he will be questioned for it. He would be asked to come and substantiate. You cannot just go to a television and accuse people of corruption. He said President Adama Barrow is incompetent, he is incorrupt. Every Gambian, there are millions, over 1 million Gambians who have the moral authority and the legal authority to talk about corruption, to talk about good governance, but not Mamadou Sabally.
Why?
He was Secretary General, head of the Civil Service. He's Mamadou Sabally. Bury himself so that people will not see him. Mamadou Sabally, he has no credibility when it comes to governance. There are so many Gambians who are accusing him of being responsible for their arrest, their detention, and their bogus trial. Gambians here, the same Mamadou Sabally. He said, citizen of Equatorial Guinea.
Yes, that time he gave you.
Yeah, I went up to Equatorial Guinea. I went up to Equatorial Guinea with the former president, my former party leader. Every Gambian knows that. I am proud to say that I'm a politician, and I am loyal. I don't play double standards.
But
and I want to tell Mamadou Sabally, I want to tell Mamadou
loyalty
Sabally,
to the extent that you are wrong. You are blindly following someone when you know clearly.
You know, Lamin Jai, I am not going there today. I'm
no,
not here for that, but I am going to Kelly. I'm not going there today.
Yes, it's you who raised
I am going to there. There is nowhere in the law where I wrong.
Yes.
Lamin Jai, don't go there. You see, and Mamadou Sabally is telling us that he has no grudges against the president. Mamadou Sabally, in fact,
but if Mamadou Sabally was dodging my question, you are also dodging my question.
No, let me finish first, then you come to you ask me a question. I will respond. Yes. You see, Mamadou Sabally, in fact, his posture is against the tenets and the teachings of the Holy Quran and the Holy Prophet of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
Really?
Islam detests arrogance and pomposity. You don't have to, when you are with people, when you speak, people must see humility in you. In President Barrow and in NPP, when we speak with humility, we speak with respect, we speak with honor and dignity. Because we respect people, we respect those who are listening to us. And then that is why, in our government, it is the best alternate for Gambians, where the leader is very tolerant. And Mamadou Sabally's continuous statements insulting President Adama Barrow, NPP officials, and other parties baselessly and accusing us, the leadership of the United Democratic Party, if they are not acting in concert, they must call him into account and they must condemn him. For us, we have a leader and we are responsible and respectful to these people, to the country, and he do not condone people going on media, insulting people who have no ideas, but based on facts, based on issues, and based on tolerance. We must accept that. President Adama Barrow, because what Mamadou Sabally have done if he was in the Arab world, he would have been executed for embezzling millions of dollars and hundreds of millions of dollars under his leader when he was Secretary General.
He would have been executed.
He would have been executed if he was somewhere else, in China or in other countries. And if he was in the West, in America and others, he would have been serving jail by now.
I hope somebody hears that.
No, you see, he talks about the commission. He has grudges against the president. Yesterday, I want to tell Mamadou Sabally, see, we have high respect for Binta Sabally, Ramu Sabally, and his members of his family, who are NPP 100%. And I want to congratulate Ramu Sabally for being part of the National Executive Party. Of the
now
let me finish first.
Yes.
He talks about the lead counsel. He falls short of mentioning Ami Bensouda. He was the lead counsel of the Janneh Commission. And Mamadou Sabally is in the Janneh Commission report. They indicted him for economic crime and for embezzlement of funds in the government of the Gambia, and recommended for his prosecutions and for future of all his assets and be disposed. And also they recommended for him to be banned for life. The same Mamadou Sabally, he said, because the son of the lead counsel, he's accusing, insulting every day, is the son is a senior executive member of the United Democratic Party, UDP. And by default, she is a member of the United Democratic Party. In fact, there was people who want him prosecuted, people who want him jailed. Now they are the people inviting him to open doors for them and to be going around. You use as a mbindan, as a kudof, because ñu ne kii moom dof la nañ ko bàyyi mu dem rek.
UDP is using him as a mbindan.
Yeah, ñu ne ko nañ ko jël rek mu dem di saaga nit ñi, because moom moo ñu fi saagoon, moo fi saagoon soose yi. Léegi nañ ko waaye ñu oyati ko mu dem di saagati ñeneen nit ñi. Loolu lañ ko jëlee. So he is either something is wrong with him. He will either listen to his family members who are making sense in him, or he can still remain in there and be like any other Gambian, go to media, go to every forum, agree to disagree with people, but with respect and with humility and with discipline. He must not prove former President Yahya Jammeh right. Remember, he called him, he said, Mamadou Sabally is arrogant, pompous, and rude.
That is just the opinion of
no,
the
I'm just telling
president.
you.
That is not necessarily.
You see, you were here with him yesterday.
Yes, I was with him.
He was beating the table, hitting everywhere, shouting. You know, he said he was a Secretary General of the Civil Service. Platform.
But that is your definition of arrogance, not necessarily my definition of arrogance.
That's not my definition.
Let me be fair to Sabally.
That is not my definition.
Now, let me be fair to Sabally here on the issue of the inquiry. How do you explain then the issue of the selective justice? Because it was not only Sabally who was indicted by the Janneh Commission. We have seen other officials who were equally indicted. Yet, you know what the president did? He said, okay, we are just going to warn them. Okay, they are going to continue serving their country while you have office. That is what you call animal farm. That is what you call animal farm.
That is not accurate.
But that is exactly what happened.
When you look at the Janneh Commission,
president did. Selective justice. How many people? Nuha Tura is back in government.
Excuse me.
You have Alaji Sise.
No, when you look at the Janneh Commission report, and the issues that people, for example, the case of Alaji Usman Sise, the chief of protocol. You talked about Nuha Ture. They are not indicted by the Janneh.
Of course, they were indicted.
Don't buy weight.
Of course, they were indicted.
Don't buy weight.
I just want to fact check.
Let me finish.
On that. Yes.
No, you cannot fact check me on that. Wait, don't buy weight. That, in fact, that is not even the subject matter. Wait, I am good. When you look at the report on the finding on those officials, the Janneh Commission's recommendation for some of them is for them to be transferred from this position to the other position. That is beyond the mandate of the Janneh Commission. The Janneh Commission on the finding of Alaji Usman Sise talking about is for him to be transferred. They have not found him of one thing.
Why didn't the president do that?
No, let me come.
The president never did that.
Allow
So
me.
that is what you
Lamin
call
Jaw, no,
selective
Lamin Jaw,
justice.
allow me to come in.
The president
allow,
never did that.
allow me to come in. The Janneh Commission mandate was not to recommend for people to be transferred to this department or here. That is not their mandate. It's under the mandate of the Civil Service, Public Service Commission.
Now, how
Wait,
about
wait,
the banning?
their mandate
How
is-
about the banning of people
No,
for
wait.
life? Was
let
that
me-
their
no,
mandate?
Is the Janneh, no, wait.
Because those were all
It's
recommended by the
no, it's
Janneh
the punitive measures. You see, they found for gross misconduct, an economic crime, economic vampire.
Yes.
That's what he was found. And then in addition to him, in fact, it's the Janneh Commission who recommended him to be banned for life. It's the Janneh Commission who recommended him to be prosecuted. It's the Janneh Commission who recommended for all his assets, including his trousers, to be sold. Don't wait.
But go ahead.
No, don't
Yes.
wait.
Yes.
Then by wait.
Yes, go ahead.
But President Adama Barrow looked at the collective report, and the report indicating that it was an abnormal situation, as per the Janneh Commission report, that some people would act on certain ways. So he looked at this young man, Amadou Sabally, as a young person. Mu ne ha yaram na xale bi young intellectual ha ndeysaan suñ jëlee alalam yëpp ak tubéyam yëpp jaay ko ba pare yóbbu prosecute ko adunam dafa jeex ana familim njobootam jabaram doomam yi système si moom lañ yaakaar mu ne loolu de they will not implement that but the ban for life which is political boobu dinañ ko implement pour mu yaru tuuti pour rek woon because so you see when you talked about selective justice, in fact, Mamadou Sabally, other people should say, selective justice is only in favor of Mamadou Sabally. Xam nga nit ñi dañoo wax loo xam ne duñ xool duñ riid duñ xam dañoo ne tal rek ñu ne banta bi dama na duñ dem ñu seet ñu gestu segga lan moo fa nekk lan lañ wax Mamadou Sabally cannot deny this fact so soo waxee am moom mu la wax ne moom ban for life bi loolu moo ko naxari moo tax unless and until président Adama génne ko fu mu dem dina saaga dina ko tuumal dina ko accuse yow yaa ngi koo tuumal moom lu mu doon def génne xaalis from central bank direct without any sign di embezzle fund na dem state house tey mu seetla loolu mu fa mu ngi accuse président Adama Barrow of corruption. It's only in the Gambia but other countries it would have been put in place pour mu wax nit ñi ne fan la gis président Adama Barrow fan la embezzle government fund fan la corrupt fan where you people are here journalists are here Gambians are here ñu ngi audit dëkk bi every day président Adama Barrow lu mu wax mooy ne moom bés bu mu bàyyi as a président benn dalasi duñ ko topp benn human right violation
Ana 35 million.
Lamin Jai please Lamin Jai déglu ma Lamin Jai listen
No, but I have to interject you when you say certain things.
Let
so
me
that,
finish.
So that, so
Let
that
me-
you
let
will
me
not, all
finish.
these things
Let
will
me
not
finish.
escape.
Let me finish.
Because you,
Let me finish. Let me finish.
Yes.
Domba, let me finish.
$35 million is where is it?
Don't distract. Let me finish.
No, this Tragumala, I have to
Ma'am.
interject, and if you raise
I
certain
am not going
points,
to say a word.
But you have
on
to
that.
say a word on that. If you are saying that the president is not corrupt, now we have seen 35 million paid to his wife's account, and that money just vanished in thin
You
air.
go to-
and the perception out there is that President Bimojel Hali.
You go to the Treasury Department. You go to the Treasury Department. You go to the Ministry of Finance.
Let me
come. Let me come. You go to the Treasury Department.
Yes.
You go
You
to
are not answering my questions. People are watching. Go ahead.
Can I speak now?
Of course.
You go to the Treasury Department, get the Ministry of Finance, the National Audit Office, the Internal Audits. They will tell you not a dime of the so-called $35 million has been spent by President Adama Barrow or the First Lady. Go there and check.
No, this is not about, because this was not called
I am
money
telling you,
that
David,
went to-
I am
that
telling
came-
you,
came through
I
government
am telling
account.
you, quote me.
But what I'm saying,
Mema,
also, Mandamit, I'm just going laying out the facts for you. The facts are this:
They are not facts.
that money never went to government account.
They are not facts.
It was never paid into the government account.
They
So
are-
you cannot talk about the National Treasury or the Audit Office. They will not be able to know anything about
They
that.
are-
This money was paid in his wife's account, and the money vanished. And the perception out there is that the president used the money.
They are not facts. Lomalaiwa, President Adama Barrow, dengan audit nguram, Bernard Dalasi. He will not be found liable for a single Dalasi. That much I can tell you. billahi wala talaay su ñoo wax ne corruption in this country Mamadou Sabally dafa war a jël mu gas mu suul boppam si but me bëgguma woon a wax about am because of we have respect dañ respect sister Samsi family bi ñoom ñëpp a ngi UDP
no not UDP
sorry ñoom ñëpp a ngi NPP all his sisters the entire family mënut a yóbbu kenn UDP because fu mu wax rek di saaga di xas mag yi te politique du loolu ñun waa NPP dañ respect ñëpp te dañ wax ne ku nekk rek loo bëgg a wax comme que rek mu ngi ànda ak loi mu ngi ànda ak yoon nanga ko wax président Adama Barrow ak nguuram garanti nañ la ne for your safety and your security and that duñ teretin kenn ba pare duñ geten kenn duñ arrest kenn duñ prosecute kenn ku nekk rek political party boo bugga nga dem foofu noonu te wax nañ su nit ñi ne ñi nga xam ne ñooy maasi Sabally di saaga nit ñi ñoom ñoo fi nekkoon on the last 5 years of Jammeh jàppa nit ñi yëpp tëjlu ñëpp daaxa ñëpp
but if you say that
allow me to finish su ma paree nga laajte question
go ahead
jël ñëpp daaxa ñëpp tëjlu ñëpp su waxee rek yuuxu fale te nit ñi famille bi ñëpp a daw ñoom ñu jël ko xamuñ politique musuñoo nekk politique Mamadou Sabally xamul politique musuta nekk politique ñu sideline politicien si loolu moo dal former président Jammeh léegi fu mu nekk nii Mamadou Sabally su waxee rek moom lu mu doon wax moom Sabally mu ne UDP will never rule this country mu ne UDP is a Mandinka tribal party loolu la wax te léegi lu moo doxal nii nañ wax Ousainou Darboe ak UDP nañ wax Sabally mu bàyyi di saaga nit ñi lii is a recipe for violence no
really
a senior executive member, a senior member of a political party, a former secretary general and head of the
he's just a regular member.
Let me come in, yes. Dombai. Wallahi, this is serious. Billahi, wallahi, tallahi. He is insulting people every day on the media. The insult the party leader, Kohamne Moam, the biggest supporters in the country. You, the party leader, Ousainou Darboe of you, say another party opposing that party leader. Tiko wahne legi promote nga ko from byfall to commando. You are endorsing lu moo def di génn di saaga nit ñi te is against the principle and doctrine of the interparty committee incitement of violence Sabally fu mu dem radio bu mu dem mu ngee saaga nit ñi di xas président Barrow ak waa NPP ak other opponent imaginal supporters si président Adama Barrow his executive members supporters si other political parties their executive members ñu dem into the media the saga, the allege, the accused lawyer Darboe and other party leaders, the country will descend into chaos. Billahi wallahi tallahi. Any responsible political party leader, the family President Adama Barrow, wax nit ñi soo leen demee si media bi bu fa kenn xas kenn bu fa kenn saaga kenn wax on facts and based on political tolerance. Suy def lii ñëpp génn di saaga Ousainou Darboe ñii génn di saaga Barrow ñu tase si mbedda bi they will fight. ñaanu yàlla loolu na Ousainou Darboe arrest this situation.
But I have seen
he was here.
I have seen NPP people insulting Darboe.
Listen, I am telling you about
NPP people insulting Darboe.
wax nga fii ne sax yónnee nañ leen a media.
I have seen that.
Those people they are just ordinary members.
Exactly.
And listen,
exactly.
No, listen. Let me come.
Exactly.
They are
so
only.
all parties are guilty.
No,
of this.
no. We are.
This
You said you have seen. I have never seen them. You said you have seen ordinary people supporting.
Yes.
I have
heard that. Yes.
You said you had that.
Yes.
I've never had that.
Yes.
But what we say, anybody, any official of the party, you go on media and incite violence in this country, you go on media and insulting party leaders, you will be called to account by a party. And you saw when our party was inaugurated, the executive, you saw the press release we sent to all the media houses. We told people to be civil in their political discourse. Anybody, and this is an official, let me make this point, an official statement of the NPP, that no party supporter or member
is allowed
to insult or to use derogatory remarks or remarks that are incitement of violence or that are recipe to jeopardize the peace and stability of this country. That is the instruction of our party leader. And therefore, Sabally was here. He said, "Mange dem si suma parti leader bi Baba su dawee mu daw gars yi di ko tàccu di ko hee waaw dof bi tey saaga nga gars yi tey lifin nga loolu dafa isi problème in this country suñ gars yi suñ commencé di def loolu léegi nga gis nit ñi léegi nga gis xarama pare rek suñ gars yi suñ commencé di def loolu doy commencé di def loolu GDC commencé di def loolu PDOIS NCP commencé di def loolu country bi dafa descend to chaos. We are calling on, this is an official statement, we are calling on the leader of the United Democratic Party, Lawyer Ousainou Darboe, to talk to Mamadou Sabally and his people and urge them to stop insulting our party leader and party leaders of various political parties in this country. It's a recipe for violence, and President Adama Barrow is tolerant, and he wants all parties in the Gambia to adopt politics of civility and to be civil in their political discourse, and to accept people dissenting opinion, however bitter they might be or they may not agree with them, but to respond based on facts, based on decorum, based on tolerance, and based on humility, and to safeguard the peace and stability of this country.
Now, let me take you a little back, because you've been speaking a lot. You've not been allowing me to ask my questions. Now, the other question is, because since this war of words broke out between you and Mamadou Sabally, I have seen someone say that the both of you are former Jammeh enablers. So when you see former Jammeh enablers, what do? You are accusing Mamadou Sabally. You said the last 5 years he's been insulting Mandinkas.
Don't buy. Thank you very much
You are not answering my question.
Okay, finish. I want to answer.
You are not answering. My question is, you said the last 5 years of Jammeh, he was the one who was insulting UDP, insulting Darboe. But Domba, you were there. You were also there. And this man's comment that the both of you are Jammeh enablers, you are branding Mr. Sabally of being a Jammeh enabler. Where does that leave you?
Thank you very much, Domba. I may want to ask him, what does he, maybe you should tell him to define what Jammeh enabler is. I am telling you, Domba.
Because it was you.
Domba Mema.
It was you.
Domba, allow me to respond to you.
Go ahead.
Domba man. Enabler Jammeh. Where?
Okay, let me.
Domba Mema. No, that's a rhetorical question. Listen, don't answer.
Okay.
The Janneh Commission passing a degulos motu. The TRRC degulos motu. Ken du la wax ne mom mo nekkon place bi Sidi Ndiaye mota ñu daxama. Ken du la wax ne Sidi Ndiaye mo nekkon place bi Sidi Ndiaye mota ñu.
But you made every effort to block the will of the government.
Allow me to finish, Domba. Allow me to finish. Domba fi.
Yes.
Lu bu ko la ñu wax fi.
Yes.
So ken du la wax lool.
Why li ma la wax
I was never Secretary General of the Civil Service. Domba dañ la tek kérok ni waxtaan ngeen loolu. Here about politics.
Yes.
And discussion again about the former names. Question there, Domba.
No, the question is, you said you were not, but you should answer it.
No.
You should answer it.
No.
You made every effort. You conspired with former President Jammeh. You conspired with former President Jammeh to block the will of the government people.
That is a debate.
You said Barrow will not get sworn in. President Jammeh did not lose the election. You said all of that, and that led to an impasse. Thousands and thousands of Gambians, more than 60,000 Gambians fled this country, and people say it's Sidi Ndiaye.
Domba, that's a debate for another day.
No, Domba, answer Lee. If you don't answer these things, I mean,
debate for another day. Domba, answer na ko fi.
No, answer loco. You never answered this.
Domba, listen, not today.
Let's answer this. You're not going to talk about it.
I was here. We had 2 hours here.
Yes. But even the previous session too. This is
Domba, the former names.
You said you're not going to talk about
it. Talk about
now the former MPs who came to show their love and support to President Barrow. I'll leave that for the viewers to decide. Since you don't want to answer these questions, really, I have a lot of questions for you. Okay, the former MPs, they met with the president, but the president made some comments there. Let's begin with that. The president made some comments, deaf or shame comments. That's what the president. You are saying that it was a figurative statement. But it has been interpreted in various quarters, to mean that what the NPP is plotting to do whatever it takes, including violence, to stay in power, to remain in power. Is this the case? Is this what the president was trying to put across?
Domba, that's That's not true. That's false. And only hypocrites will misinterpret and misrepresent the president's statement. He said it in Mandinka. And he said, foro, moy gor, so ko tegale de ak gatché. Mune election buy ñew ni dañ wara jok pour ñu campagne ñu takka suñu ndiga ñu xamné gagné rek la ñu dugga ci dëkk bi waxtaan ak nit ñi naxanti ak ñoom isi leen pour nit ñi support président Adama Barrow nguur gi mu ne am ngeen enough li nga xamné loolu la nguur gi def mu ne leen soo demee Banjul fii ku dugga Banjul depuis time immemorial since colonial time PPP APRC ba léegi liggéey bu suma nguur gi def fi musuta am mu ne you go to North Bank, you go to LRR, you go to CRR, you go to URR. mu ne am ngeen enough. This year is an evidence-based politics. foo leen dem président Adama Barrow ak nguuram lii la leen defal te loolu lañ bugg a yokka mu ne pour ñun gàcce mooy ne ñàkk nañ is out of it. mu ne góor nag soo ko tegalee dee ak gàcce mu ne góor bi dee dafa ne xaaral ma jël dee te ma jël gàcce. It was figurative statement, it was metaphor, ba pare mu qualify ko. Don't buy am na statement yoo xam ne
there is one thing that the president said. There is also
question. Don't buy the so-called human rights activists and the so-called commentators. Hypocrite lañ.
How?
There were serious statements made by lawyer Ousainou Darboe.
Such as?
Mu ne he is going to render this country ungovernable. Billahi wallahi tallahi ñëpp a ko dégg. ñooñu have they condemn Ousainou Darboe. You know what it means to render a country ungovernable? Don't you know that?
But do you
no, listen, let me finish.
know
no, let me
what
finish.
it takes to
Don't
say?
let me finish. No, don't hold brief for them. Let me finish.
No, I'm not holding brief for anybody.
Okay, let me finish.
Man, I'm just putting
the
questions
let me finish.
to you.
Let me finish. Mune, he's going to render the country ungovernable. Ungovernable country boo xam ne is ungovernable nguur gi dafa daanu kenn jiitewul ci réew mi. ñi ñu ngi reyante fale di fetalante fale ñi ñu ngi reyante si capital bi ñi ñu ngi reyante si digg dëkk bi kenn du dem juma banks doxaatut government institution doxaatut.
But
let me finish.
your interpretation.
Let me finish first, then you ask a follow-up question.
Okay.
Loolu la lawyer Ousainou Darboe wax. ñooñu have they condemn him? They didn't condemn him. Kon they don't have the authority, the moral authority to condemn ku wax in Mandinka mu ne gor soo ko tegalee dee ak gàcce dafa jël gàcce. Loolu ñëpp a ko xam. Everybody xam nañ loolu. Lawyer Ousainou Darboe mu ne am na statement bu wax on this election. Dafa toog mu ne moom UDP 53% of the vote loolu la moo am. mu ne 53% of the vote election bu war am December. He said he will have 53% of the votes. Is the UDP and lawyer Ousainou Darboe acting in concert with people or whatever? Are they engaged into dubious activities that are geared towards rigging the elections? In fact, they are that.
But that is mere
Let me
speculation.
come in. Listen, let me finish.
You are saying whether they are engaged in dubious activities.
Loolu la wax mu ne ndax loolu ba d'accord nañ ba xam nañ ne léegi élection su amee rek campagne ñun téeméer bu nekk dinañ leen sa jox 53 votes. Loolu lañ ko war a laaj. Loolu lañ war a wax ne is worrisome is concerned. Dan yow Gambian bi Gambia, Guinée-Bissau, Mali, Sénégal, Mauritanie, Africa fii ku nekk a wax ne góor kay moom yow you've made that statement billions times ak ñu lay text nii di la wax ne laaj ko question bi they will not.
No, nobody is texting me. I don't take questions from anybody. Any question that I ask you, rest assured.
Listen, they have made this statement. ñi nga xam ne
me.
ñu bind di ak question loolu. They have made that figure of speech more than 1 billion times.
Let me put this to you then. You are saying Ousainou Darboe made this statement. But how about this statement of President Adama Barrow where he said that this election jaral nañu lu nekka.
Pour ñu génn.
How do you he never qualified. He never qualified. The president at one moment said ñun election bi jaral nañu a jaratantule kuo bella. He even said it in morning. Akuko ñing election o jaratantule kuo bella. If you are sitting here in your comfort zone, interpreting Ousainou Darboe's comment however that is suitable to you, someone can also interpret that in the UDP camp to mean the president wants to, even use violence if that is what it takes. Because the president said, jaral nañu lu nekka a jaratantule kuo bella. That's what the president said. How do you interpret that then? Interpret that for me. Let me hear
Let
that.
me interpret it for you. Don't buy
Yes.
Mandinka la ko wax mu ne gor soo ko tegalee.
No, I'm not talking about that. Let's talk about this order.
Don't
Because
mind.
you are dragging us back.
Okay, let me come in.
Iftar time is just
Don't mind, I hope you have iftar for me.
20 minutes
Don't mind,
away.
dama déglu ma wax la loolu la wax mu ne élection bii jaral nañu lu nekk as NPP do whatever it takes pour campaign vigorously mu ne leen dem leen throughout the country.
That was not
dafa
the
qualify.
president
Listen to what the president said.
I listened
You
to
see
it.
that statement ni président bi.
I
doo ko
listened to
mun a
it.
compare ak élection bu jotul nga ne man moom téeméer bu nekk am naa fa juróom fukk ak ñetta karta téeméer bu nekk élection bi woote buy ñëw décembre man Lawyer Darboe UDP am naa fa téeméer bu nekk am naa fa juróom fukki karta ak ñetta donc mooy loolu dafa serious ba pare nga toog nga ne yow sa parti bi is a major political party in the country nga ne you will render the country ungovernable.
How about the president who
Every
is
sense
warning that it is going to take...
Every sense...
How about the president who is warning that jaral nako lu neka election B, jaral nama lu neka? How do you interpret that?
Every sane person war naa laaj UDP ak Ousainou Darboe.
But you are not answering my questions, Dombay.
UDP ak Ousainou Darboe war nañ
You are
ko
not
laaj
answering
ñu
my
ne ko
questions.
Mr. Darboe.
You are deviating.
Mr. Darboe yow.
You are
lan nga xam lan nga paree def ak yow sa parti bi ba ngeen ne téeméer bu nekk 53 karta boo nga war a am waaye dama xamut nda affaire si dafa yaaxu nda yaaxut keroog ñu dem parlement.
Now, we don't have much time.
keroog ñu dem
Because you are just taking me to Dabo. I asked you a question, you don't want to answer it. That's fine.
Let me finish.
Now, let me ask you this.
Under a minute.
Let me ask you this.
Under a minute.
Yes. Because you are not answering the question.
Under a minute.
Yes.
Keroog ñu dem parlement mu ne as it is.
Oh, you are taking me
moom
back to
léegi
that.
conclude na ne the UDP and other parties benn parti du am 40% moo ko parlement.
Okay. All right. Now, how about this issue, these claims
former names.
that the former names are deadwoods? All these people that are coming to join President Barrow, they don't have even their family members, even their wives, they cannot bring them to UDP. What do you say about that?
Yeah, that's it. That's a joke of the 21st century. You know, Suku Singate, he said Suku is a deadwood. Mamadou Sabally himself. When the defection of Suku Singate from UDP to NPP is a big blow. When this is a serious matter, Suku dena yobu all the former names, Suku dena yobu nit ñi yépp. Mamadou Sabally si boppam.
You mean Sabally made that statement? When was that?
La ilaha illallah moo ma ko wax.
Molakowa.
Billahi
The two of you.
Billahi illazi la ilaha illallah.
When Suku defected, when Suku defected to UDP, he said that.
Billahi illazi la ilaha illallah. maa ngi wax.
Sabally said, but
Mamadou Sabally moo ma ko mu ne.
Yes.
Now with that, Suku contest na election ñeneenti yoon mu ngi win. Mu ne Suku du politicien, Suku amut nit. Mamadou Sabally mu suta engage into politique, xamut politique, xanaa léegi nii dem mu ne dem UDP. So ñoom ñaar kan moo am nit ak ku amut nit. Mamadou Sabally ak gaay UDP ñu ne Suku moo isi all the former naam jëlee leen yóbbu leen UDP. Not only him de, family bi yépp def leen yóbbu to UDP ñu ne. The same, and they were celebrating him, jox ko a position of head of finance and fundraising every day. The same Suku moo fa jógee naaw ñëw nga ne he said deadwood. Xam nga lu gën a bon si nit, deceiving yourself, intellectual deficiency, intellectual dishonesty. Loolu moo nekk in Sabally. Suku all the former names mu isi leen yóbbu leen si président Barrow nga ne kooku di amut nit. Suku dem round to.
But aren't they
Suku dem to. Isi nit ñi ñëpp yi leen gis. Yow nga dem nga ne 3 years jot na 2 people nga ne ñooñu nga cross carpet. Ñooñu dee ni musu ñoo hold any position. Kenn xamut leen. Kenn nekk he works at KMC. The authority of KMC oo ko threaten ko ne ko ne if you don't support UDP we will dismiss you. Kooku amut benn nit. Yow nga toog nga ne kilifa nga woon si dëkk bi xam nga politique nga ne kooku am na 300,000 people behind him muy ñëw to a party leader yéen a ngi ko welcome isut benn nit moom kenn rek a ñëw loolu it defies logic and sense pour wax ne kooku dafa am nit kooku dafa am 300,000 people muy ñëw defect mënuta isi kenn araw nam billahi wallahi tallahi naxate la gis nga tey di tëriyee jot na ñu ne dañ ko yóbbu koot because you cannot use the committee in fact they are it was false. ñu ne in fact we are 3 waaye kenn ki dafa waroon a ñëw waaye ñëwut ñu ngi ko kon mënuñu koo am su dee UDP.
So you are saying that they are lying?
Anybody ku fa toogoon war naa ring in his or her bell su dee nga ne yéen a organise tens of thousands of people protest nga ne yéen yëpp a ngi cross capital UDP ngeen dem yéen ñaar rek Lamin Njie yéen ñaar rek.
So that doesn't make sense to you?
Not to me. It doesn't make sense to every sensible person. Te billahi xam naa ne UDP ñu fa toog executive members dañu wax ne kii mu ngi fekk.
But if that was nothing in that, UDP leader would not have wasted his time over just
only two people.
He would not have wasted his time.
See,
so there is something that more to it that you don't know.
I am challenging them to go and you see today the press release of the Gambia for 5 years. You saw their membership, their executive position. They announced, man may dew, be mooy suma palace, be mooy suma palace. They announced. ñu ne the Gambia for 5 years ñoo dem to UDP, only 2 people. Only 2 people. Staff at the KMC and staff on the district. Only those 2 working under the KMC. The chief executive officer of KMC is UDP. Nit ñooñu lañ defect. They have their people. Over 300,000. Mënuloo isi ñaar 2, 3 people sañu gunge la. Nga ne in fact the third one ñun ñetta ñoo waroon a cross carpet waaye third one bi ñëwul. Nga ne you have tens of thousands of people. Politics of deception. Président Adama Barrow mu ne na leer mu ne loolu passé na. Politics of deception naxaate.
waaye xanaa yéen da ngeen a win di ngeen win December.
Insha Allahu Rabbi bu soobee yàlla. Majority of the Gambian people have their trust and confidence in His Excellency President Adama Barrow and the National People's Party, and they will return him to number 1 Marina Parade on the 4th of December.
Ban sëriñ moo la wax loolu. Ban sëriñ moo la wax loolu.
Ben sëriñ yàlla subhanahu wa ta'ala, we all know the support President Adama Barrow have. We all know liggéey bu moo def. We all know how people appreciate it. Nit ñi luñ bëgga mooy xam nga nit ñi luñ namma luñ bëgga te président may leen ko mooy buur buy yerem. mooy buur boo xam ne dafa respect doomi aadama mooy buur boo xam ne du yeel at people mooy buur boo xam ne du saaga nit ñi mooy buur boo xam ne du toroxal doomi aadama.
How about buur boo xam ne lu mu wax du ko def. How about that?
buur boo xam ne.
How about that?
dafa diet doomi aadama moo xam ne is the highest and the most expensive commodity of Allah si suuf loolu lañ am jërëjëf Dombaay and Eid Mubarak.
Dombaay Eid Mubarak enough. By the way, I saw something and that really shocked me today. It was not confirmed yet confirmed that tomorrow is Eid, yet the president declared Wednesday public holiday. I find that outrageous because if tomorrow is not public Eid, people are supposed to work. The economy needs to work, right? But you are asking people to sit at home. A whole day would go to waste. What do you have to say about that?
Dombai, I am not so. I have not seen that. I am sorry. Maybe I have to check and see.
Well, he declared yes tomorrow, even when it is not confirmed.
It's a news to me, so I may not be able to say anything in that respect. And I'm not even sure whether tomorrow will be Eid or not. So I'm sorry, Dombai. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much, Seri Njie. Honorable. He was a former MP, so I always call him Honorable. Thank you for coming. But
Thank you very much, Dombai. I'm proud of you, Dombai.
I'm also proud of you, and good luck on your new role as
deputy spokesman.
Yes, that was a long time ago.
Irrespective of our affiliation or whatever.
That was irrespective of.
I want to thank you sincerely.
And sometimes I make it uncomfortable. That is my job. My job here is to make it uncomfortable for my guests.
Dombai,
it doesn't mean that I am UDP.
Dombai, you have been interviewing me since Observer.
Exactly.
That was a long time. Sincerely, and I enjoy your ride.
And by the way,
sometimes I will call you to say, Domba, you are hitting us.
Sometimes those things happen. And by the way, people accuse me of being an NPP propagandist and pushing your agenda, and that you people are giving me money.
No, you really, that's false. That's a lie. You know, Domba, and we know that's a lie. Yes. Because you see, for me, you ask me questions. I either answer or not to answer, but I will not label you. Yeah. And we appreciate you and the members of the media because President Barrow believes that everybody should be free. You should exercise your work as media personnel, without any hindrance. Yes. So that's what we respect. So if other people, that is telling you that if these people come to power, they will suppress the press. Somebody will just talk, interviewing him, he want to hit you, he's hitting table and everywhere and he's angry. Or a party leader talking and he's very angry, telling people, I will do this to you. If they come into power,
let's leave it there. Until next time. Thank you very much for coming. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Mubarak to everybody.
That is my guest today, Seri Njie, the deputy spokesman of National People's Party. That will be that. So Eid Mubarak in advance to you all from me and the entire the Fatu Network team. Really, I mean, you guys have been amazing, really amazing people. Thank you all for your support and your criticism. I mean, really, this is what drives a human being. A human being must be criticized for him to be better at whatever he or she is doing. Thank you. Until next week.